I have been with kittens to watch the new season of Rings of Power, and they're finally here, and we got 3 new episodes to watch.
Not just watch, Keith, we have trivia questions, whole activities, and other mini games that you can play while you watch.
And anyone can play along with us. Just use the link in the description to open the playable widget window. We'll be doing a play along game for each episode of Rings of Power Season 2, so be sure to subscribe to the Play Along YouTube channel, and that way you'll get notified when we release each new episode. And that'll include episode 2 next Tuesday and episode 3 next Wednesday.
But if people would rather play with their friends than play with us, when you go to the site, just go ahead and say, I want to play multiplayer, instead of just saying, I want to play solo, and that's it. You send links to your friends, and then you're playing the same game, but in the little video window, it's like a private video chat. It's really awesome.
Okay, if everyone has the premiere episode open, I think we can get started. Everyone excited to dive back into Middle-earth?
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, everyone. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so while we watch our season 1 recap, we have a poll for you fans out there. We're going to ask whether or not you've done a rewatch of the first season. I use the link below to visit our website, play.beyondtheair.com, so you can tell us your answer and figure out how everyone else voted.
Well, yeah, and you guys know that we have a recap there as well, in case you haven't done a recap yet, but it's a recap with games.
That's true. Yeah. And we even have episodes of Rings of Power Season 1 that you can also play activities with.
Yeah.
So we got it all.
I like it. Took me a while to warm up to it. It was like right around here, with the right there.
Right there. There you go.
The stranger. We don't know who he is. Mysterious.
No, we don't.
I'm now moving away from the Gandalf camp.
Ooh.
I'm in the Saruman camp now. I know.
Interesting.
I'll explain.
Whoa. I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know that you were like big on the Gandalf camp, so I'm curious to see what.
How could it not be Gandalf?
Over.
Everybody loves Gandalf.
It's all there. Yeah. Ooh.
And then he has a sweet line. See, they really are good.
Huh?
I knew that.
Okay. I guess he's a guy who loves drama.
I love this Rube Goldberg. Anyway, from this second where Mount Doom erupts right there, it's like everything that we know about from Middle-earth just springs from like that particular moment in time.
Wow, it sure did. And in case you're worried that the deaths caused by that volcano will cease this episode, fear not. In fact, we're introducing our first prediction activity in the show because of it. We're asking you fans how many non-background characters will die in this episode. Will there be just 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9? Use the link below, play.beyondtheair.com, to visit our website and select your answer, and we'll reveal the answer at the end of the episode. You can even get points if you get the answer right.
So have we ever done a play-along game that didn't include the question, how many people die in this episode?
I don't think so.
It says something about us.
It does. Yeah, I don't know what it is about us. We love death.
We're gonna move on to something sweet next time.
Really? You promise? Like 16 candles, something like that?
I'm like 16 candles. Breakfast Club?
Yeah, we should do like an 80s weekend.
Oh, every weekend is the 80s weekend here at my house.
That's true. That's true.
So that spiky thing that I don't know if it actually is Morgoth's crown or if it's just like Morgoth's crown, but that's his famous crown, and it also kind of like it's made of iron. But when Morgoth gets thrown down, the Valar who destroy him, they beat that into an iron collar for him to wear around his neck.
Ooh.
And that's a fact.
Wow. Because he's a dog.
Yeah, it's humiliating. Nobody wants to have an iron collar around their neck unless they want to have an iron collar around their neck. And that's okay. So what he just said, not of the flesh, but over flesh, is a not so subtle hint about who's been naughty and who's been nice among our like main good characters. Because in the last episode, that gets said word for word by a good character. And I think that this says that they were being influenced by our pal Sauron here.
Yes, that's trivia question material for sure. We're asking you, who is this person in season 1 of Rings of Power who says this phrase? Was it Cirdan, Disa, Celebrimbor, or Miriel? Visit the link in the description to select your answer and get points, and we'll reveal the answer in just a few seconds.
So I was confused for a long time about how to pronounce the C's, but it's always a K. I don't know why they don't just use K's. Celebrimbor and Cirdan.
Oh.
And
Well, I guess it's a question of why we don't do that in real life as well, you know?
Oh, fair point.
Cool cat, CC, not KK.
Why do we have C's and K's?
Stupid.
Yeah.
And by the way, time is up on our last trivia question. The answer was Celebrimbor, which is weird because to my knowledge, Celebrimbor and Sauron haven't even met yet. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Well, Sauron's got lots of powers. He can be like making things happen, like for people that he doesn't know yet. And he doesn't even have the ring. The one ring, the ring of power. But Trish, you don't know about that,
The
do
ring
you?
to rule them all.
Yeah, one ring.
One ring, that's it. Just one.
So I have a real world question. If a person gets divorced, do they get to keep their ring or do they have to like throw it out?
Yes. I have a collection.
You like nail them to the wall? I bet you did.
I made bedposts.
I bet you did. Lucky it's just a ring nailed up there. See, they do whatever their daddy says. They didn't like it.
Yeah.
Because he said a lot of orcs were going to die.
No. I wouldn't want to die, so I get it. I understand. I empathize.
Ooh, it's like a ring.
Oh my God.
What, are the orcs just going to sit there? Here we go. Meat's back on the menu, boys.
Oh.
Well,
oh my God.
it looks like he's going down. Oh, yeah. He's fighting back.
Oh.
So I guess that's the end of the show. Because with our boss villain dead, what else are we going to tell a story about? I don't know. You guys know Sauron's coming back. And fans will recall that in Lord of the Rings, after he dies, he has to like take form again after dying. So what we're seeing here is the first time that Sauron dies in the Tolkien verse, but it's not the last time.
Oh, that's right. So we're asking you fans, how many times has Sauron been killed in the Tolkien verse? Is it just twice, 3 times, 4 times, or 5 times? Visit the link below to select your answer, and we'll reveal that answer in a few seconds.
Yeah, you do. I don't know if you in Lord of the Rings, like the ring wraiths are crossing the river, and then the river, there's a big flood that Arwen and Elrond make, and they kill all the ring wraiths. They also have to make their way back to Mordor. There he goes.
Distracted. Wow. Well, that was a dramatic death. I wonder if the other 4 times that Sauron has been killed were that dramatic as well. Speaking of which, if you said that Sauron has been killed 4 times, you would be correct. He was killed once by Adar in Rings of Power, and 3 times in canon, spoiler alert, once with the destruction of Numenor, once when Isildur cuts the ring from his hand, and once when Gollum destroys the One Ring.
And I'm hoping that we get to see at least one more of those times this season. Or maybe next
Fingers
season.
crossed.
Yeah. And then what will he come back as?
A donkey.
What would you come back as? If you were the Dark Lord and you got killed, what would you like to come back as? And I'm thinking I would like to come back as a werewolf. I don't know why.
I mean, you get the best of both worlds. Once a month, you get to be a fun wolf, and then the rest of the time, you're a human that can blend in. Not a bad gig, I gotta say.
So I don't know if you got a good look at that guy, but Adar, who's like the elf orc father lord, he has been recast between season 1 and season 2. He was played by Joseph Malway in season 1, but he's now being played by Sam Hazeldine.
Is there any reason why?
Sam Hazeldine.
Oh. Is there any reason why?
Yeah.
And the reason is?
Yeah, I have no idea. They have not said anything official, but I want to be polite. But I thought he was a little whiny. I gotta say, I'm excited about the change. I think it'll be good.
Okay.
Ooh, well, I mean, I think they'd have a really good choice for the actor. If Sam Hazeldine looks familiar, that's because you might recognize him from some of his other works. He was a recurring character on Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders, and played Barnaby Farrell in The Sandman on Netflix. You can visit the link below, play.beyondtheair.com, to see his full bio, given the violent and fantastical nature of his shows. I'm not surprised to see him here. I feel like that's a natural choice.
It's perfect. Yeah. There are certain like shows that they tend to mine the cast from. So I bet we see like more Peaky Blinder people this season, or rather during the series, if they've got one person, because I did notice a lot of people from the show Rome in the show.
Oh,
which is so awesome.
I think that's a hint for a future episode.
Yeah. Ew.
What the hell? Well, now that we've seen that disgusting act, everyone, let's take a little dip from the action to take a look at our leaderboard. That's right. We have a leaderboard so you can keep track of all of the points that you're getting while you answer our questions. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to pop on over to play.beyondtheair.com to access that leaderboard, and so you can start getting points and make an appearance on there.
Yeah. Let me unconfuse you for this scene if you're confused. Trish, just raise your hand if you're confused. Voldemort here is Sauron, and he's coming back in kind of a gloriously icky way. And if you're a fan of monsters, you're totally in luck, because we do get a couple more monsters, one of my favorites, in this episode.
Oh.
Yes, we do. But the question is, how many of these monsters are we going to get? I mean, it's Lord of the Rings, so really the amount of monsters that you could encounter are going to be endless. But fans, we're going to turn that question over to you with our next prediction activity. We're asking you how many monsters will make an appearance in this episode. Visit the link below to submit your answers, submit your guesses, and we'll reveal the answer at the end of the episode.
Oh, that's so funny. You know what? Yeah, have you ever seen the movie Brothers Grimm with Matt Damon and Heath Ledger? He kind of looks like that. It's like that, but a little bit nastier. I'll put the link in the confirmation window for that last question.
Cool.
So that people can link to check it out.
Great. So they can see the creature feature horrors.
Yeah, it's grosser.
Okay. Well, to get to that window, use the links below to open ye old widget window and play along.
Yes.
But so yeah, here comes Voldemort. And so that was some solid sound effects.
Yeah. I was going to say, those noises are...
So I guess we just needed like an evil snack.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, the bugs were good, but this is much better.
Yes, very much so.
Oh, I know that guy.
Yes. This is, I guess, now known as Sauron, formerly known as Halbrand, if you saw the first season. But this actually isn't his first foyer journey into television. He also had another role in a popular show on Netflix. This is Charlie Vickers, by the way. Fans, we're asking you what show that was. Was it Rome, Medici, Breaking Bad, or Skins? Once again, be sure to visit our website, play.beyondtheair.com, so you can select an answer and get all the points and climb our leaderboard.
So I did mention one of these shows, but that's not to say that it was definitely that show, because it might not be that show.
That's true.
But it might be that show.
Might not be.
If there's one thing we're a fan of, it's throwing people off the trail.
Off the caravan, where we're trying to de-caravan them.
Scary. Okay, and time's up on that trivia question. If you said Medici, you'd be correct. Turns out it was not Rome, as we thought it would be, I guess. The series follows the Medici family in Renaissance Italy and also features actors like Richard Madden, Brian Cox from Succession, Dustin Hoffman, and our Game of Thrones favorite Sean Bean.
Speaking of people that we know, this dude is also from Rome. And so obviously he's not a throwaway character. That actor's name is Nicholas Woodeson, who is, he's a Rome guy. He was, well, maybe we'll save that for a trivia question, but he was in that show.
Oh, but the question is, we're asking you, which character did Woodeson play in Rome? Was he the character of Posca? Was he the character of Vitero, Vespasian, or Antoine? Select your answer down below and we'll reveal the right answer in just a few seconds.
So maybe Sauron's learned his lesson. And I mean, like, all joking aside, this is like a key question of Lord of the Rings, of the entire genre. And one of Tolkien's like thematic points that he goes back to all the time is that he thinks everybody is redeemable. And that would include Sauron and maybe even, ultimate bad guy, Morgoth.
That's a very good message. That's a very nice message. Oh, and it looks like time is up on that trivia question. If you said that Nicholas Woodeson played Posca in Rome, you'd be correct.
He was awesome. He was so good.
He was. I need to watch it.
Oh, if you haven't seen Rome, it was like, I mean, it's been a while, but it aged just fine. It's a great, great series.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of those like prestige historical dramas that I need to catch up on.
Yeah, and it's really dirty and violent too. So it's not like it's all, serious historical stuff. You'll love it, Trish.
I was going to say, okay, I'm sold.
Oh, sure.
Sounds like a Game of Thrones. I mean, we watched Game of Thrones already, so.
Yeah, I'll say it's more Outlander than Game of Thrones. It's pretty Game of Thrones.
I mean, at least he was honest about
Yeah.
doing evil. I know a lot of people who would not be as front with it, I guess.
He has been honest, and he pointed out this to Galadriel at the end. He's like, I told you the truth, you just weren't listening. But yeah,
True.
he's honest.
Yeah, I mean, aside from taking a human form and continuing to not tell people his true self or the identity, the specifically of himself, he's totally honest.
Yeah, I mean, like, are you sharing that with me?
No.
Your totally honest, true self. How about you, Trish?
Always.
Oh, yeah, well said.
Yeah. Oh. Well, unfortunately, as we're going to see in a second, Diarmid has found himself in the presence of a master of deception. Speaking of which, fans, we're asking you who your favorite master of deception is. We got Kaiser Soze from The Usual Suspects, Littlefinger from Game of Thrones, Saul Goodman from Better Call Saul, and Austin Powers from Austin Powers. Visit the website below, and we'll let you know how everyone voted and who everyone really loves.
So I think it's really interesting that it was a sea monster.
Mm-hmm.
There's been some speculation that it's the critter from Moria from Lord of the Rings. But check him out here.
Hi.
It's like he's totally going to Jonah and the whale him.
Nope. At the last second, for some reason, spared.
See, no tentacles.
None. I do feel bad for that Diarmid guy, though.
Yeah, I thought I thought he was going to be with us for a couple of episodes at least.
Yeah, but no.
Maybe he got saved. Maybe he's one of the dudes on the raft. Oh, right. No.
Unfortunately, no.
We took his little badge.
Yeah.
Oh, I know where we are.
I thought this was a continuation after all of this had happened, but I was all of me deceived.
He did not look surprised to see her in the water. But I don't think he made it happen because he seemed surprised when the sea monster showed up.
Yeah. That's true.
Ba-bum. Music is so good.
Yeah.
So in a second, we're going to get reacquainted with the elves. But if you saw the episode title, which is Elven Kings Under the Sky, it's a reference to the poem describing the rings, the magical rings themselves and who they ended up with. You know, there's 3 Elven Kings under the sky. Do you know the poem?
I've heard of it. I think I've heard it once or twice.
Yeah.
Believe
3 for
it or
the Elven
not.
Kings under the sky. Da, 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 da.
Yes,
So many for the dwarves,
yes,
so many for
yes.
the people. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think I might have actually heard it once in one of the Lord of the Rings movies. We're asking you fans, when do you hear this poem recited in the movies? Is it in the Shire when Gandalf throws his ring in the fire? When Gandalf reads the scrolls in Minas Tirith? When Saruman learns Gandalf has the ring? Or when Aragorn is crowned King of Gondor? Visit our site below to select your answer, and we'll even give you a link to their full original poem in the confirmation screen.
So it seemed like she was chasing him, but in fact, he is also a master of deception because he had his guys waiting there. It was a trap.
Oh.
Genius.
I know. Elrond, and he seems so good.
He does. And yet. Ooh. So time's up on the trivia question. We sort of did a little trick question here. It's never explicitly said in common tongue, aka English, but Gandalf recites it in Orcish when he throws his ring in the fire in the Shire. So there you go.
Do you remember that? It was in an envelope and he threw the whole envelope in.
That was tough. That was a trick
Kobe.
question.
Where's just as tricky as Elrond, but for a good cause, like Elrond.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, everyone. It looks like we have a little conversation here. Sort of recapping a lot of things we already know. So we're going to take another look at our leaderboard. And just as a reminder, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to hop on over to play.beyondtheair.com so you can start getting points for answering our questions and climbing that leaderboard while competing against fellow fans on the internet.
And so this leaderboard, it doesn't matter when you do it. It's like collects it for that episode. So what would happen if you did it twice? I guess you could improve your score. Well, fun fact about the elves, most of them are polyglots in some respect because they either speak Kenya or another language or one of the other dialects of Elvish, excuse me. And so everybody speaks like common tongue and one of the Elvish or, something like that. But they all speak multiple languages, which is interesting.
Well, that is very interesting and very true. And apparently, I'm going to add to this, the actress behind Galadriel, Morfydd Clark, felt very well prepped for the role because she said in interviews that growing up in Wales taught her Welsh. And so she really was in her polyglot bilingual bag. And this actually very much helped her for her role. So that way she could speak different languages.
Yeah, well, she's an Galadriel, not Morfydd Clark, is an exile. So I see how it makes sense because the Welsh are like a nationality without a nation.
Mm. Yeah. It's like a brother and a sister arguing with their dad. Dad.
He's like, show me the rings. I'll decide. Car keys.
Okay. Who pushed who? I heard crying.
She looks so guilty. Bring me the car keys. I am going to ground you.
It is kind of ironic that she's saying that.
Right. She never does anything that people ask her to do.
Literally.
So tell me what scene this reminds you of. I've got this ring and I'm supposed to do something with it.
The ring.
See, it's totally Gollum.
That was very unexpected.
Yeah. Wow. He threw himself.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like you said, it's very much like Gollum. It's like the ring jumping into Mount Doom. Well, if we were going to jump, I say we jump into a multi-guess about the One Ring transition. Fans were asking you to name the characters who hold the One Ring. We're asking you to name as many as you can. Visit our website, play.beyondtheair.com below to type your answers. But guess fast, because if someone you're playing with gets an answer before you, you can't get points for it anymore. We'll even give you we'll give you the chance to head on over there. Get some points.
So if somebody has the ring more than once, does that count as 2 or 1?
I would say that counts as 1. That's one character.
Okay.
Yeah. if you won't kneel by choice, you'll kneel by force, I guess.
Yes.
It's not really much of a choice.
No.
All right, then.
Okay.
Give that guy a uniform.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, that's what happened to Galadriel's brother. He must have said yes.
Yes, that's a good catch.
Notice the iron collar there?
Mm-hmm. Okay, and time is up on that trivia question. There are 7 characters who hold the One Ring, and particularly, Frodo and Gollum hold the rings twice. Oh.
See, that was a funny line, and even the orcs are laughing. He says, "Let my people go," right? He's Moses. It's a biblical reference, and Tolkien was very much religiously inspired, so it's not like out of character, except it's out of universe. But that's okay. I think he would have laughed too. But there's lots of others, like the moment before when Sauron was like about to get eaten by the sea critter. It was like Jonah and the whale, right? Yeah. It was fate taking him to a place, and Jonah was being taken to a place that God wanted him to go in the Bible.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Well, fans, clearly the Bible matters a lot in this show to understand a lot of its references. So to make sure you're all brushed up on your biblical knowledge, we have another trivia question. What is the name of the book in the Bible where Moses says, "Let my people go"? Is it Matthew, Exodus, Corinthians, Joshua? Visit the link below in the description, play.beyondtheair.com, to let us know if you know it.
It's almost synonymous with the story. So, Trish, you're looking a little doubtful there.
I'm thinking.
Did you not go to Sunday school?
I did not. But I do know this is like Matthew, Mark, Luke. It's all that, right?
No. So it's definitely not one of those 4.
Okay.
Because it happened like before that. But those 4 are also constantly making references to this book.
Okay.
You can't even understand the New Testament unless you've read this, I think.
It's a long book.
That's true. Well, if you're a person like me who likes to skim books, make sure you skim Exodus, particularly the part where Moses tells the Pharaoh to let his people go, because that's the answer to the trivia question.
So as a reminder for the season 1 viewers out there, this evil right-hand guy who's giving him a beatdown, he's been a key part of the villain's plans ever since season 1. You may recall he plunged the dark hilt into the stone and, made Mordor.
Wow, very true. And if you remember him, you will truly remember his name, because I thought it was a very wild name. Fans were asking you to guess the name of this evildoer henchman. Visit our website in the description, play.beyondtheair.com, to type out his name, get points, and continue climbing that leaderboard.
Yeah, when we say visit the website, it just pops open a window that will continue to play along with the episode. So you only have to do it once.
We got a lot of cool stuff over.
I love the fact that this guy talks like one of the Northerners from Game of Thrones. I'm King of the Southlands.
There's only 2 fantasy accents, and it's slightly Cockney and slightly like highfalutin.
Yes. Ooh. Cicadas, I hate them.
Same.
Yeah, every Lord of the Rings movie feature, it has the same elements as like premonitions and arduous journeys and etc. But oddly enough, 2 Lord of the Rings media each, despite all these differences, have 2 characters named Nori.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So of course we know Rings of Power is one of them. But fans, we're asking you if you know the other one. Is it the Lord of the Rings cartoon, the Hobbit trilogy, the Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor video game, or the original Lord of the Rings film trilogy? Visit our website, play.beyondtheair.com, so you can submit your answer.
I actually have a picture of this character on this red t-shirt that I have right here, but you can't see it because it's below the camera line. And that was just an accident. I didn't know. I didn't know that Nori was going to be. Actually, I guess I knew that Nori was going to be in this episode.
I might have to stand up at one point and show off the shirt, show off the merchandise.
So good. Do you hear that, Trish? Panic is the fool's meal.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Better to sup on patience when you're trying to like rig your microphone for a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we need to sup on some answers because we got some answers to catch up on. First, for this past trivia question, if you said that the other Nori was featured in the Hobbit trilogy from the 2010s, that is the correct answer. Nori is a dwarf in Thorin's company. And for the trivia before that, if you said Waldreg, that's Waldreg, you would also be correct. That's like 200 points right there.
I think Waldreg is like something that drips down a wall. Is that why you laughed?
I got the Nori question right, though.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
That's one out of how many?
It's a 100-point question, though. That's a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah. You're going to get one right. You could have said Feely, and then where would you be?
100 points down.
Hey, not too much on Feely or Killy. I've played them before in the play.
That's right. Hunky. The hunky dwarf.
Yeah, the iconic dwarf pair, Hunky and Dory.
What do you think he's saying? Please, tree. I will give you this sand in exchange for some apples.
Oh.
Ouch. That's going to leave a mark.
Why didn't you just eat the acorns in her hair? They're a little bitter. I understand.
Yeah.
Did you say we'll eat bugs for days?
Yeah.
Ew. Absolutely
I mean,
not.
look, her second favorite food is snails, so.
Oh.
That's true. Well.
Don't let them get away.
Oh.
Yeah, they're scurrying. Well, I haven't tried bugs before, so I don't know how good they taste. But I think we should propose this hypothetical to our fans. Picture this, everyone. We're asking if you were without food, like Nori and the Stranger, for a few days, and you stumbled upon snails, bugs, rats, or raw eggs. Which of those would you prefer to eat? You can answer the poll by going to play.beyondtheair.com, where we will provide links to cookbooks based around each ingredient.
Really?
No. I'm sure they exist, though, especially like the bugs one.
So raw eggs are kind of dangerous, so I don't think I'm going there.
Yeah.
And they are cooking the bugs, so you're allowed to cook them. But I don't think it's fair to say that you can cook the raw eggs, because then they wouldn't be raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too easy.
I would be reluctant to eat a cooked rat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But people like pay good money to eat snails and bugs.
That's true.
I guess I have eaten bugs. I used to have a motorcycle.
Raw gourmet.
Ugh.
How about you? What would you guys have?
Probably bugs.
I think that like you can do them on a fire, right? Or do you have to just eat them?
Yeah. You can do them. You can cook them.
Okay. I'm gonna. Ugh, gross. I don't know.
Well, while Trish ponders this a little bit more, everyone, we have another little dip in the action. So I think we can revisit our leaderboard. Just as a reminder, if you are watching us on YouTube, you can pop on over to play.beyondtheair.com. We've got a few questions under our belt, but crazier things have happened. You can still rack up those points and make it to the top of our leaderboard. And you can compete against fellow fans from across the internet, or if you're doing a private game just with your friends.
Right. If you're playing a private game, your scores still go into the big leaderboard.
Oh, nice.
That's smart.
Yeah.
So you're going to the.
It's a big tent. Here on
It's a big tent with smaller tents. Yeah. What is he thinking about? Oh,
What's that I hear?
is it the Who's down in Whoville who like Christmas a lot?
I'll take it up there, and then I'll bring it back here.
This guy is scary.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was kind of a slick transition.
Yeah.
We're no longer in the desert of Rune.
Oh. Are you kidding?
Oh wow. What is that?
That, my friend, is a warg. And they are like wolves, except they're bigger and more terrifying, and they're inhabited by evil spirits. And you may have seen orcs riding around with them if you saw The Hobbit. In the Silmarillion, which is kind of the base book, that and the appendices are kind of part of the basis for this. Sauron himself is known to appear as a wolf, and he is even referred to as the Lord of the Werewolves, which is why I love it. I know,
That
I'm on
is
Team
so
Werewolf.
right. Oh, Team Werewolf all the way, of course.
What does that
I
make me?
think Sauron-
Team Jason? Team
It's yeah.
my Twilight team?
Jason.
Taylor?
Yeah, I'm Team Bella.
You can't be Team Bella.
The main girl. Of course I can.
She's the referee.
Well, Sauron, I mean, he does appear as a werewolf, and we do love it, but he also appears as many other forms in the Silmarillion. Case in point, fans, we're asking you to guess the guises that we see Sauron in. Go to play.beyondtheair.com to submit your answers. Make sure to type fast so you can get all the points that you can possibly get. And
Yeah.
good luck.
So if I could shapeshift.
Yeah.
Werewolf.
Really?
Yes.
What
Hang
if it
on.
were like Batman or a werewolf?
You mean Batman, like Batman with a cape?
Yeah. You could be Batman.
But he's got problems. Like werewolves, like they're indifferent to, the evil that they cause. But the problem with Batman is he's just like terribly aware of it.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. That jump scare got me so
Yeah.
bad.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's the werewolf whisperer.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, wait, now I think the warg is cute.
Oh, you do?
Sitting like a good puppy. Okay, everyone. So the trivia question is now done. Everyone, hope you all got all the guises of Sauron. If you guessed human, elf, wolf, and or werewolf, you'd be correct, and points to you.
Wow. I would
I'm
never
Team
have
Werewolf.
gotten
Yeah. God, my daughters are going to be so mad at me for not remembering my Twilight characters.
it.
Oh.
So
What
I
is
like
this?
the fact that this town is like a little bit like more rural, more bucolic.
That's a good question. Where would you want to live? Like, which elven kingdom would you want to live in?
Yeah. The big city of Erigian, or out in the countryside of Lindon. Grey Havens.
Hopefully, you don't have to worry about fire truck sirens in the big city of.
Yeah.
I love this guy. So this is Cirdan, and he is a super interesting character in the franchise, the canon, whatever, in literature. As we talked about before, he's the oldest elf in Middle Earth, and he's one of the last ones at the end of time to leave Middle Earth and go up to Valinor.
Oh, that's very true. I've actually heard that there's another thing that distinguishes him as an elf. Fans were asking you what that thing is. Is he the only rock seer elf? Is he the strongest elf in Middle Earth? Is he the only elf with a beard? Or does he deal the final blow to Morgoth? Visit play.beyondtheair.com to guess your answer, and we'll reveal the right one in just 30 seconds.
Yeah. And on YouTube, there are links below that you can just click on to pop it up. And by the way, if you're already there, then you don't need to click anything. It'll just pop up all by itself.
You're done. You're good.
It's not going to give you the answer. It's like chat JRR.
If only.
What are you going to guys give me on that one? B minus?
Solid B. Solid B.
Yeah. Yeah. It has the initials.
So I love the fact that he's the elf with the beard. Yeah, and like now you know. You're not going to confuse him with anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. No, if you said that Cirdan was the only elf with a beard, that is the correct answer. That's wild. There's not one other elf.
It's because he's so. Apparently, their just beards just grow really slow because he's 10,000 years old, and that's how long it took.
Oh.
Me, I shaved this morning.
I shaved like a day ago.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I guess eventually everybody would get. But he's like really old. He is the only elf I believe that we see who was alive at the beginning of time. It wasn't like he was born later, born in Valinor and came back like Galadriel, or, is like the grandson or great grandson of one of the original characters, like Elrond. He was.
And he's never died.
Right.
Okay.
When elves die, we talked about this in the last play along game, but when elves die, they go someplace else, and only one elf ever came back. That would be a really good trivia question. Yeah.
Write it down. Well, speaking of trivia questions, actually, not really speaking of, yes, speaking of trivia questions, I was doing a bit of research into the cast for today's game, and I actually stumbled upon Benjamin Walker, who plays Gil-galad's resume, which is quite impressive. Particularly, I found out he's a stage actor. Fans were asking you, which Broadway adaptation of which controversial 1991 novel did Benjamin Walker play the lead in? Is it American Psycho, Beauty and the Beast, Les Mis, or The Outsiders? Visit play.beyondtheair.com or go to the link in the description to guess your answers.
Or just answer if it just popped up, if you've got the thingy open. But 1991 novel, it's like a total giveaway. That's 100 points, just like,
yeah.
Here, take 100 points.
Yeah.
Well, I got it down to 2.
Oh, you got it.
They know each other so well.
They do.
They should.
Yeah. Okay, and time is up on that trivia question. Everyone, if you said that Benjamin Walker played Patrick Bateman in the Broadway version of American Psycho, you would be correct. And also, they made a Broadway musical out of American Psycho.
Bizarre. Just bizarre. Trish, what was the other one that you thought it might be?
Okay, well, I was thinking The Outsiders, maybe.
It's just a little bit earlier.
Right,
Yeah,
and now that I think about it, yeah, The Outsiders was earlier. Yeah.
But I think that there's a musical.
Yeah.
There's a musical now. I think it's a current musical. Yeah.
Yeah. It swept the Tonys, I think.
Yeah, I heard it's great.
So before the drama ramps up once again, now that we're sort of in a conversation, I think it's time that we take yet another look at our leaderboard. If you're already on play.beyondtheair.com, of course, you can click on the widget below and see the leaderboard right now. Once again, I am asking people on YouTube, if you want to play along, truly, you gotta go to play.beyondtheair.com. Visit the link in the description.
Or you could play in your head. But if you want to play,
you
got to have a button to click.
Exactly.
You guys are getting good scores?
No, I was just going to say, don't be afraid to play, because you will never beat my bad score.
Yeah. This is my challenge to you, Internet. Beat Trish. She don't know nothing. It's like Jon Snow. Manwë. Let's remember that.
Anyway.
Yeah, he's one of the Valar.
Oh, good point.
You notice the Elven searchlight? I don't know.
Here we go.
Yeah, this is like Adar's negotiation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got to go peacefully, right? Well, I mean, I guess if you have the conviction and like the dedication to your cause, then
Well, if you thought that Galadriel and Elrond were a romantic pairing, and that's why they're together, they are not lovebirds. We mentioned in a previous play along game that Galadriel and Elrond are distantly related, not too distantly, they're related, but we never said exactly how they were related. But too close for elven monkey business.
exactly. That's right. That's true. It's not Game of Thrones. But fans were asking you, how exactly are Galadriel and Elrond related? Is Galadriel Elrond's sister, cousin, great aunt, or grandmother? Select your answer by visiting the link in the description, play.beyondtheair.com, so you can get on our leaderboard. And if you need a little hint, Galadriel is way, way older than Elrond in canon. So
Yeah, that's in canon, and I wonder what they're thinking here, because I think it's pretty clear that Galadriel and Elrond sort of represent the new generation, brash, hip and now, as opposed to the older, Cirdan, Gil-galad, generation. But yeah, she's like 2,000 years older than he is.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah. She looks good though.
Yeah, I can only hope to be that youthful and spriteful at 2,000 years old.
Yeah.
And I can only hope to. I don't even know what that transition was. Anyway, the answer to the trivia question now that it's up is Galadriel is Elrond's great aunt. So if you said that, you would be correct.
Yeah, when 2,000 years old you are, look this good, you will not.
No, I will be
That's a Star Wars joke.
6 feet under.
I know Trisha hasn't seen Star Wars yet, but we're gonna do it.
Right over.
We're definitely gonna watch Star Wars.
Yes. Star Wars.
So not looking very Middle Earthy.
No.
Oh, here comes a big monster. You better grab something. How about
A rock.
a rock? No, grab paper. And if only they had scissors.
They have magic, but no scissors. Oh.
Oh,
Well, that was pretty clever.
And
They
yet
did
it
have
works.
paper.
Poppy.
I'm happy.
Love Poppy.
It would have just been awkward with just Nori and The Stranger. Could you just think about the names? Wait a second. You went on a camping trip with a stranger? Just the two of you? Dude with a beard?
Awful. Yeah, what the heck? What are you thinking?
Yeah. I think there. Got scones.
All important. No more bugs.
Oh, I'm so happy. Speaking of musicals. It would not be a Lord of the Rings show without at least one song.
Oh, absolutely not. It's required. It has to have a good song in it if it's Lord of the Rings. Speaking of which, fans, we're going to ask you, there's lots of Lord of the Rings songs out there, but which one is your favorite? Visit play.beyondtheair.com to choose your favorite. And after you vote, we'll put up links so you can listen to all of them. And that is not a joke, unlike the cookbook. But you have like the walking song, you have Chip the Glasses and Crack the Plates from the dwarves, you have the Misty Mountain song, and Aragorn's coronation oath song. There's so many bangers. How can you choose?
So Keith, the Misty Mountain song.
Misty Mountain Hop?
Misty Mountain Hop.
Yeah.
And
not that one.
But they based the song on Lord of the Rings.
Really?
It's a true trivia answer. Yeah.
I
there's another
have
Misty
been
Mountain song?
illuminated by you, Trish.
Mhm. Yeah. It's very true. Yeah, there's
I
a song
love
by
that
Led Zeppelin
song.
called Misty Mountain Hop. And they wrote it as a little tribute to Lord of the Rings.
That's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I think about it, there's a bunch of references there to one of the elf human pairings. And I don't remember which one.
Oh, yeah, Robert
I think
Plant,
it's
big fan.
Wow.
Luthien, maybe?
Oh. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that Led Zeppelin were such nerds.
I know, who knew, right?
Yeah, Jimmy Page, famous nerd.
Hey, Megan Thee Stallion loves anime, so something about these musicians and loving their nerd stuff.
Well, I think it was about time that somebody wised up and destroyed the rings.
Finally.
Fly, you fools. What the hell?
Oh, did the water just shoot it right back?
Yeah, because it's so bizarre because there is a Lord of Water. There are gods in this universe, but it's bizarre because the Lord of Water is actually like the special helper to the elves. And it's kind of weird because it seems like we want to get rid of those rings to help the elves, but he's saying, no, keep it.
Oh.
So maybe the show's taking a different take on the Valar. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Well, speaking of the Valor, that actually leads nicely into our next trivia question. Fans, we're asking you to name as many Valor as you can. Go to play.beyondtheair.com to type your answers out and receive points before anyone else can, so you can climb the leaderboard. I think we'll provide a link to all the because aren't there like 20 of them?
Yeah, there's a lot, and you just name anybody that you think I might be. But
yeah,
but this is a pretty hard question. But we did mention, out of my mouth, I have actually mentioned 2 of them so far in talking about the episode today. So that could be a couple points there for you to start about. But I think that like this whole thing about the Valar really speaks to like Tolkien had a different take on things, and a lot of what he was talking about is the nature of evil, I think, and why does God, because he was a religious guy, why does God permit evil to exist? And I think part of what they were saying is that life doesn't have to be easy. Nobody ever promised that. There's a great speech that Gandalf gives about it, about taking care of our problems today.
I'll have to check that out. Maybe we'll provide a link in the confirmation screen as well, in addition to the link of Valor. But I think the trivia question has just about wrapped up. So if any of you said Morgoth or Ulmo, the god of waters, those are the 2 we mentioned in the show. So 2 easy money, easy 100 points.
Yeah.
Right, Trish?
Yeah, I also said Manwë. I said Manwë as well. So there's a 3rd one that I already said. You guys should be racking it up. Trish, I hope you got that one. Because then it'll make me think you're not listening to me.
Oh, we also said we've said Aule in the past a lot, the creator of the dwarves. So there's a lot of them.
Elbereth.
Yeah.
Are you looking at the list? Yeah, it's like at least 16. There's the lords and then there's the ladies.
Nori
No.
I guess.
Nori is not one of the Valar.
I wish.
But good try.
Okay.
And I
It
said
should be.
Morgoth. And I think that was a controversial assertion that he's one of the Valar, but he is.
What's he gonna do?
This is like what's that?
Did I hear a yes?
He knows he's Sauron, right? I think.
Yeah. I wonder why he's making him do this if he knows.
He swears it.
Oh, he does not look happy. Scary.
But you guys see the legal loophole in this one, right?
No.
He swears to serve the Lord of Mordor until the end of his days. I mean, come on. But it's very similar to Lord of the Rings, where somebody makes an oath just like that to somebody else. And it's actually the pivotal point in Return of the King, IMHL.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Okay, fans.
Deceptive. Yeah.
Yeah, so fans, we're going to ask you if you catch what we're putting down. Fans are asking you to name the major character who swears allegiance in that this movement is a reference to. Oh, dead. You can type out the answer by going to playopbeyondtheair.com, visiting the links in the description. And you can get your points.
Yeah. I'll give you a hint. He's a very tricksy character.
Tricky.
Yeah.
And I think also, like in this scene, he
swears.
doesn't really mean it.
He definitely doesn't mean it. It's Sauron, right? So Sauron has this deceptive nature, but this other guy, he's picking that up because there's a certain object that has a lot of Sauron's nature in it that is standing really nearby during this oath. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Hint, hint, hint.
Sure.
Yeah. We swears to serve the master.
If that does not give it away, I don't know what does. So I might as well say the answer since the question is up. It was Gollum.
Well, with my incredible imitation.
I knew
Andy
who you were
Serkis.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember the name.
You couldn't remember the name of Gollum. That's
Yeah.
because he's got two names.
Oh.
Yeah.
Smeagol is the
But
other
he
one.
showed up in an earlier question today when we said, who are all the people who have the ring? And Smeagol / Gollum is one of the ring bearers.
Okay.
By the way, nice song.
His two names.
Another one. 2 songs.
Yeah.
That'd have been a
Galad
good
sings.
prediction activity. How many songs will there be?
Elves do a lot of magical singing.
Oh.
In the Silmarillion,
That's
it's
true.
like a lot of their sorcery has to do with them singing things. And singing is magical.
That's so true.
And
Singing is
uniquely
so
human,
nice.
I think. Maybe dogs sing.
They howl.
Ooh, they're singing to each other.
Birds sing.
That is
Yeah.
true.
You know what? Well, I don't know what I was saying. Birds do sing, don't they?
Yeah. It's something
you
called
take
a
out the birds and the
songbird, I think.
I guess frogs also sort of sing. Cicadas.
Oh my god.
So Cirdan, what does he have like a corrupted look on, right? Oh, where's the other ring? Oh, and he
Oh,
gives him a look. He goes,
I
oh yeah, that other ring.
believe.
Where did that one go?
Oh, and I believe, yeah, he's wearing it. So, and if you need help keeping track of who's wearing which ring, we're going to provide a hint in the form of a trivia question. Fans, we're asking you to guess which type of stone is set into Narya, the ring that Cirdan is wearing. Is it lapis lazuli, a ruby, a sapphire, or an emerald? Select your answer by going to play.beyondtheair.com. Links in the description. Trish,
Got
you're
it. I
ready.
got
You're ready
it.
to go.
Yes.
So fire opal wasn't one of the options.
Fire.
That's the stone that Disa really likes.
Oh, we can add it.
This is my kind of question.
You're ready.
Say I do. Yes, my precious. Where did he go?
Maybe, oh, now I. Hey, maybe now I don't want them to put it on.
He's got some bling.
You're about to see the power of the ruby, which is the answer to the last trivia question. It's a red one, red ruby. Well, the power of the ruby and the other two stones, but for Narya, it's just the ruby.
Oh, there we go. So it's growing back.
Yay!
Oh.
Yeah, Aragorn could have used this.
Oh.
If only it was that easy. My green thumb.
They overwatered that one for sure.
Oh my
God. Beautiful.
So it's not all bad to have power so long as you use it for good.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Elrond is, I think, a little moved.
That's true.
Maybe.
Yeah. No. He literally was moved for a second and now he's right back to.
Oh, because he doesn't like the way she's
glaring.
looking at it.
Yeah.
It's like, Auntie, you're marrying someone else.
I feel like in this show you need to have a good entranced face.
Yeah, that's face number 58. They tested that when they were doing the casting. Oh, give me 58.
I think if you do.
So there we have it, folks. The 3 ring bearers, at least for a little while. Because I will tell you that before too long, or no, I shouldn't say before too long, at some point, Cirdan loses possession of his ring to another character that you know.
That's right. Fans, we're asking you to guess the name of the character he loses it to. Select your answer by going to play.beyondtheair.com. See, does he lose it to Bilbo? To Frodo? To Smeagol? To Feanor?
That's Vilya or Nenya?
That's Narya, the
Narya.
ruby one.
Is that what they're saying? Whatever works, that's okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, maybe. I mean, so Tolkien does say that you got to have faith in the small kindnesses of everyday affairs. And so if you're doing good and helping people like that, you know, you're probably doing all right.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're totally evil, like certain people, possibly beyond redemption.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and by the way, the answer to the last trivia question was, of course, Gandalf, who may or may not be the stranger. We don't know.
So yeah, it either is the source of or accentuated his like fire powers. So he could do like really awesome fireworks, right? And other things. Wow.
Wow. And that's it.
Excellent.
What a start to the season.
That was
I mean,
strong.
it's going to be so good. Yeah, it was really strong. Oh, and it looks like we're going to do, yeah, so this is a little preview of what's to come in season 2. So while we do that, I think we can take a look at our prediction activities from the beginning of the episode. First up, we have the new monsters prediction, not the new monsters, the monsters prediction, how many monsters will we see, with the warg, the sea creature, and Sauron's original stringy sort of form. We have 3 monsters total. We didn't count orcs because, they're not
Well,
they're
they're
not
people,
a monster. They're
apparently
a
in
race.
the show.
Exactly. Yes. So next up, we have our death counts. There were 5 deaths across this episode, including the original form of Sauron, the orc he kills, the cart driver, Giarmid, and Waldreg. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Poor
And
Posca. We hardly knew ye.
R.I.P. And finally, now that we've finished all of our activities, there's one last thing to do, which is check our leaderboard. So this episode, we covered a lot of lore, a lot of BTS fun facts, and a lot of other things. If you already knew all this, props to you, but I hope you learned something today.
Yeah.
We all do.
So what was your favorite song?
The walking song.
The walking song. It's a good one.
Yeah. Wait, Trish, what did you think?
I think it was great. It was another great episode. I'm super excited for the whole rest of the season. We're gonna watch.
Well, you don't
every
have to
single
wait
one.
very long because it dropped last night, number 2.
Oh my gosh.
I should say this morning.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
At 3 a.m.
We may
Eastern time.
have
We got
to
2 and
go. Yeah. So we may need to kind of like wrap this one up and then immediately go watch episode 2.
Yes.
3. Oh, immediately.
Because I got to know.
Yeah.
I got to know who is the stranger. Who is that guy? Did you guys see that?
Yeah, wait, this is...
It was another wizardy
intrigued
looking
by
guy.
this.
Ooh.
Oh my God, was that Nori? Oh my God, there's so much. It's season 2. I'm pumped. I'm so excited. Thank you all so much for watching and playing along with us today. I had a blast, and I know that we're going to have a blast just watching the preview. This is so cool.
Yeah. So if you didn't go to the site and play immediately and you just kind of watch along, no sweat, but check out play.beyondtheair.com and you can go and see it. There's nothing to download. It's totally free. You don't have to register. Just come and play with us and you'll be able to see today's episode, our season 1 recap, as well as the episode from last season. And I don't know if you're a laggard when you get there might be another 2 or 3 episodes that you can play right away.
Yes. And make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can play along with us each new episode of season 2 as it comes out. And until next time, I'm Trish here with JJ and Keith, and we can't wait to see you on TV.
So do you think that was Gil-galad actually singing?
Oh.
Maybe. That's a good point. He is a singer.
Oh.
We'll see.
Yeah.